this search engine, amen, that will not fail you. Amen. But before we go too far, I want to say a few words about our star tonight, Jehoshaphat, who was the son of Asa. Amen. He succeeded his father as king of Judah. Jehoshaphat was not an old man, but he was only 35 years old when he began to reign, and reigned for 25 years in Jerusalem. The scripture said that he reigned from the time period of 873 BC and somewhere around 848 BC. Jehoshaphat received an excellent heritage from his father. His father Asa, who in his earlier years of his reign showed a reforming spirit. Amen. Amen. Sometimes you just need to straighten out and get right. Amen. He had a spirit of seeking God. Amen. It led him to delight in the ways of the Lord. He attacked pagan idolatry. He sent teachers to the people to teach them more about God in the affairs of state. Jehoshaphat also showed a willingness to rely on the Lord in the time of danger. He prayed for God's help. Amen. Sometimes you just got to go out and pray and talk to God about the situation. Amen. Jehoshaphat showed a high regard for justice in dealing. According to 2 Chronicles chapter number 19 and verse 6, he reminded the judges who he had appointed that their ultimate loyalty was to God. For he told them to consider carefully what you do, because you are not judging for man, but for the Lord, who is with you whenever you're giving a verdict. Amen. When I was leaving Pompano, Bishop Jones told me to go and prove thyself a man. And he quoted from David, saying, "He that ruleth over men must be just rulers, ruling in the fear of God." We need folk in leadership position who fear God. When you gotta fear God, you don't do any and everything. I want to say, because see, folk have gotten so smart now, you can sneak around and fool most of the people. Most of the time. Amen. But you can't fool all the people all the time. Look over and tell your neighbor, you can't fool God. None of the time. Amen. There are some people sometimes in places of leadership that God has already rejected. Amen. But if we're going to have an effect now in this age, amen, it got to be folk that fear the Lord. I won't work you long tonight. Just give me a few moments of your time. Amen. We need some folk that are going to be trusting in God. Amen. Not trying to feed their own ego. Amen. Amen. We need some folk that will put God first in everything that they do. Amen. Tell the Lord thank you. Amen. But this leader tonight, he proved that in the face of challenging situations, that he would trust God. Amen. Amen. I'm reminded, my wife preached a message one time, said, "Come clean or die dirty." You might not be willing to testify tonight, but I am. There are times that we come into situations where we just don't know what to do. Amen. Sometimes after you tried steps 1, 2, 3, sometimes even 4, you still shaking your head and you just don't know what to do. Anybody want to raise their hand tonight? Amen. We need some folk to confess tonight. Sometimes you just don't know the answer. Amen. If you will be willing to admit to yourself that sometimes you just don't know the answer, we might be able to help you tonight. Amen. Amen. It's bad for folk walking around and don't know, amen, the answer and acting like they know what they're doing. Oh, what a mess. It says, but in this case, amen, in verse 1 of the chapter, it says that the children of Moab and the children of Ammon and the others besides the Ammonites came against Jehoshaphat to battle. Amen. He didn't have just double trouble, but he had triple trouble. Amen. Anybody ever had triple trouble? Amen. Amen. It seems like when you get over one thing, before you can get it finished, here comes something else. Amen. And then it looked like everybody in the community is coming against you. Amen. Amen. Back is up against the wall. Can I just set the scene tonight? Amen. 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 Facing triple trouble. Amen. It is strange, and I want to bring this up. Amen. It is strange that when there's one person against you, amen, he just needs to make a little bit of noise, amen, and then it seems like people will jump on the bandwagon. Man, you got folk don't really need a cause or reason to argue, they just want to argue. They see the argument going on, they just jump right in. Amen. Bandwagon folks. Amen. Just want to be arguing about something. Amen. And so he was facing this triple trouble. Amen. And here he was. Amen. With his back against the wall. Amen. But if we could take a lesson from Jehoshaphat tonight. Amen. In chapter 20, in verse number 4, he says, first of all, he called the network together. Can I say that? Amen. In chapter 20, amen, in verse number 4, it says that in Jehoshaphat gathered, amen, themselves together to ask help of the Lord. Amen. Amen. He called together a network. And let me just say, suggest this also. When you are in trouble, triple trouble, amen, be careful who you call. Amen. You ought to call somebody that know at least one or two scriptures. Amen. You don't need nobody coming around, amen, and their face longer than yours. Amen. Amen. Come around with all kind of doubting situations. Amen. You need somebody to come around and say, you can do all things through Christ that strengthens us. Amen. You need folk that gonna pick up the telephone and say, girl, don't you know you more than a conqueror through Christ that strengthens you? Amen. Amen. You don't need nobody coming with their head down. Amen. Call somebody that knows a few words of prayer. Amen. Amen. He may not know about sticking his shovel in the golden sand and laying on his cooling bed. You know how some of us can pray. Amen. All of these other. He might not know all that, but you need somebody that knows how to bombard heaven. Amen. Our mighty God. Amen. Awesome God. Somebody that understands worshiping God. Oh, come on, tell the Lord, thank you. Amen. He says he called them together. You don't need folk to come together and fasting with you. Amen. You fasting all you can and they're over there with a bologna sandwich. Amen. Sneaking around the corner. Amen. So I just got to take a little bit for my medication. Amen. 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 But are we healed by his stripes? Amen. Somebody up in here. Amen. Amen. You need somebody that knows a little something about the Lord, who be willing to scratch out and fast and talk to God about the situation. Amen. So number one, he called a network together. Amen. And they began to pray. Amen. And also I want to make note that he had a plan. He had a plan. He had a plan. He had a plan. You don't need to be calling folk if you don't have a plan. Amen. For the third verse says, and Jehoshaphat feared